Today's lesson is a continuation of the idea of socialization. Who can tell me or who can remind me what is socialization? Remember, socialization has to do with the feral children, Anna, Isabel, Jeannie, the rhesus monkeys. There was a certain topic, which was socialization, that the sociologists started exploring and testing. Can anyone remind me what the
Can I say?
socialization is? Hands up if you know, please. Yes, Minna.
It's the ability of people to interact and take part in life from childhood to adulthood and take decision and form a personality.
Perfect, but you're missing one important main keyword. Is it the ability ولا يعني is it something that you can do ولا it's a process?
A process.
It's a process. It's not your ability, because remember when we said the nature versus nurture, you can have things inside of you, but because the society did not allow you, you were not able to do it. Okay? It's the process that makes the person able to socialize with the people or interact with the people around him and form his own personality. This is a simpler phrasing. So I have two key terms. El process و ability. They have to be together. Okay? Now, in the early 20th century, George Mead, the one with the rhesus monkey experiment, and another sociologist known as Charles Horton Cooley, or Cooley, developed a perspective known as the symbolic interactionism perspective. This perspective is made up of theories. The perspective explains the way we see ourselves, we see people. Therefore, these bunch of theories, when you combine them all together, it explains why we interact or why did we do this in a certain situation. All of these perspectives, they happen to you every day, not all of them, but you have to pass through all of them almost during every day of your life, according to the situation that you face. So they came up with research, statistics, theories, and they said that the key concepts or the key theories to explain socialization that happens through people is usually done through these theories and perspectives. The self concept, the looking glass self, and the role taking. The generalized other and the I and the me are parts inside of you that take the lead in these three, as well as the significant others that takes the lead in these three concepts. Who doesn't understand a word from what I'm saying?
Me.
Me. Anyone else? Okay. The two scientists, boys, if I ask you a question and I ask you to repeat and you're not awake, or you say there's a problem with the mic, or you haven't been listening, or miss, can you please repeat again, or whatever excuse, I'm gonna kill you, kick you out, and you're taking a 0. Yes? Grade 12.
Okay, مش
أيوة سمعنا.
Yeah, this is dedicated to the boys more than the girls. أبو الفرح، دحروج، عمر،
Yes, miss.
حامد.
سمعت
سمعت يا مس والله.
Going back to the same slide. This slide talks about في scientist أو sociologist we talked about last week. كان اسمه جورج هربرت ميد. الساينتست ده ولا السوسيولوجيست ده هو اللي عمل الريليشن شيب بين socialization و a couple of factors. بتاعت rhesus monkeys. Along with Mead came two other sociologists, كولي وجون لوك. كل واحد فيهم عمل relationship للsocialization و a certain aspect that happens in our lives. All in all, at the end, after their theories, they discovered that these perspectives is self-concept, looking glass self, significant to generalized others, role-taking, me and I, all of these perspectives, you have to pass through it while you're taking a decision or during the process of socialization. You have to pass through these almost every single day of your life. مش لازم كل يوم you pass with self-concept to looking glass self, but all in all, every day, minimum, you have to pass through one of them. And when you pass through one of them, you have to take a certain action, which at the end shapes your behavior. So these are the key perspectives that the person passes through during his process of shaping his personality. Every day you face a certain situation, you have to deal with minimum one of these, if not more, in order to take a certain decision for the situation, which later on will affect your identity and personality. Is it clear?
ميس، هو احنا هنشرح معانا كل واحدة من دول ولا لأ؟
بيتر هنشرح كل واحدة من دول. ده أول slide, it's an introduction.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
No, thank you. Miss.
We have three main theories. Self-concept, it's also known as tabula rasa. Give me a second, I'll write it down. We have the looking glass self, and we have role taking. You need to take notes because some of them might not be written in the slides. I don't remember. The self concept or the tabula rasa was suggested or reformed by John Locke. Here, I wrote.
Okay.
بس ايه اللي جون لوك؟ ممكن حضرتك تقولي تاني معلش؟
The first concept, the first اللي هي self concept known as the tabula rasa.
وذا لوكينج جلاس سيلف ده
لسه أنا في أول واحدة. John Locke. Okay? So the self-concept is the first theory. It was formed or reformed by John Locke. It was also known as the tabula rasa. Clear?
يعني
Okay. What does this theory talk about? First of all, tabula rasa. Mariam, do you want to ask a question or is that an answer?
No, I was going to answer first.
Right, let me explain first. John Locke is an English philosopher, okay? He insisted that each newborn human being is called or is like a tabula rasa. What does tabula rasa mean? Tabula rasa is in Latin and it means a clean slate. Do you all know what's a slate?
نو يعني
طبق يعني؟
ايه؟
طبق.
لا ده التاني بليت.
صح. يعني
ليه تاني حاجة نيو ما حدش لمسها قبل كده.
Yes, slate is like a new page or a new something that's new. A clear, يعني for example, when your laptop screen goes white, this is a slate. When you have a new piece of paper, like the printer papers, that's a slate. I hate annotations. You're just gonna write them orally because I don't know what's wrong. So he said that, John Locke said that each new person or each newborn human being is a clean slate or is a tabula rasa, which anything can be written on. And this is a metaphor. He doesn't mean that someone is going to write on the baby, but it means that when the baby human is born, he is just like a clean slate, a clean piece of paper, a new piece of Play-Doh, where you can write on it anything or shape it the way you want, which means that when the baby is born without personality, without characters, without identity. It's all deep hidden inside of him. It doesn't show. The baby starts to grow up and starts to acquire the personality based on the people surrounding him, based on the parents, what they teach him, what they do. If he, for example, draws on the wall, do the parents yell at him or do they take it easy? If, for example, he falls and he gets, for example, a broken arm or a wound, does he cry or does he keep quiet? Yani all of these situations and the things that happen to him shape his identity and personality. The personality is the result of the social experiment. At the end, in the self-concept, the last thesis was that humans could be molded or shaped into any type of character. So in the beginning, he said that the baby is like a tabula rasa, a clean slate, a clean piece of paper. Okay? The more situations that happen, the more characters or personalities the baby acquires as he grows up. The way people behave with him as he grows up during this situation shapes his interaction with the people. Is he an introvert? Is he scared? Is he a social person? And then at the end, we realize that humans are only Play-Dohs or clay that could be molded. Do you know what's molded?
Shape.
Yes.
Shaped
Yes.
into any type of characters according to what happens to them. We can have two twins born from the same parents at the same time, but they will grow up to have different personalities because of the different situations and the different interactions, and of course the different genes and DNA of the characteristics that are inside of them. Clear?
Yes.
Do you understand the first concept?
Yes.
This is why you and your siblings, you're not identically the same, even though you grew up with the same parents at the same house, sometimes even in the same country, but each one of you, due to circumstances, situations, and your inner characteristics, were shaped and turned out to be different than the other. Self-concept, is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The second scientist or philosopher was Charles Cooley. He came up with the theory or the perspective of the looking glass self. What does looking glass mean? What's a looking glass?
You see yourself in the
Mirror.
mirror. Another
Mirror.
perspective.
Yes, the
Right.
looking glass is another word for a mirror. Okay, so this theory talks about, you have to imagine that you're standing in front of the mirror and you're seeing yourself. This is the looking glass self. It's the theory talks about the process which we develop when we try to imagine ourselves based on how we imagine how do we appear to others. This is very complicated. I will repeat it in very slow pace. Try to concentrate in every single word. What do I mean by the looking glass self? It's a process where we develop an image of ourselves. So the result of this process that we're going to develop an image of ourselves. Clear?
Okay.
How do we develop this image of ourselves?
معلش.
حاضر. It's a process. Okay, I still did not explain what's the process, but I will tell you what's the end of the process. يعني the target, what we reach after the process is an image of ourselves. يعني at the end of the process دي, I will have an image of myself. A good image or a bad image. ماشي?
ماشي.
Based on what? How do I say if my image is good or bad? Based on how we imagine we appear to others. Based on how we imagine we appear to others. Did anything actual happen?
No.
Let me give you an example. Okay? Let's say, for example, Maryam wore, you all gathered and you were going out, and then Maryam, for example, wore a new pants, for example, that she got, and it was red. She, after you finished the outing and she went back home, she decided that this pants look crappy on her. This is the image that she got on herself, of herself. Why? Based on how we imagine we appear to others. Her reasons in her mind was that, for example, Passant looked at her and she didn't comment. Or she noticed, for example, that Myrna was checking the pants and didn't say that it looked nice. She built the image that no one liked the pants based on her mind. Nothing actually happened. Maybe they all liked it, but they got busy and they forgot to mention that, oh, nice pants. Oh, no one even noticed that it was a new pants because you don't meet a lot. They can have their own reasons. But what happened is that in real life, no one told her the pants was not nice, or you don't look good in these pants, or they don't fit you, or the color is not nice. No one said any negative comments. But based on how she imagined she appeared to the people, this is how she built the image of herself. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear.
Who doesn't understand the process? Do you all understand the process?
لسه انا مش
Yes.
فاهم
أنا متلخبطة
هو
دي.
بوينتس
طيب.
يعني ولا ايه؟
هو it's a negative or positive image of yourself. You shaved your hair كله, and then you showed up to school. Okay, and then most of your friends told you that wow, أو يعني إيه ده حلقته, يعني they did not say negative comments and they did not say positive comments اللي هو نعيما, whatever general comments they said. But you noticed that everyone مثلا looked differently at you or looked surprised. You did not know was this good or bad. فبecause of this uncertainty, you said or you imagined in your head that لا, I'm not gonna shave my hair again and no one liked it and I look مثلا ugly in it. Do you get it? What, nothing really happened. No one told you you look shit or crappy. No one told you you look better with hair. No one. They said the general comments of anyone who shaved his head, his hair. But because of some looks that you got, maybe they were surprised, maybe anything else, you got a negative image of yourself. And it was all happening in your mind. Nothing really happened in your real life. Clear?
Clear.
ماشي. We'll continue tomorrow because the session is about to end.
طيب.
Thank you.
متزعليش مننا بس ماشي.
ماشي حاضر. Thank you for
بس
listening.
منا احنا عشان بس مقدرش نزعلك يا مس.
I'll see you tomorrow.
اوكي.
Bye.